What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so this is something that I want to touch on. And of course, it was it Saturday evening? I think it was Saturday night when President Trump announced that the United States military forces would strike Iranian nuclear facilities in Iran. And with that action, the United States officially joined a war, more or less, that had been going on between Israel and Iran since June the 13th. Tensions between the two countries have been escalating for years, right? We all knew that Iran was going to strike back. So today, Iran struck military bases in Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, and Iraq. So at this point, for all intents and purposes, we're at war. I mean, it takes Congress to declare war, but for all intents and purposes, when Americans' lives are at risk from a foreign entity, we're at war, okay? Whether it's a conventional war, troops, or back in the day, 9/11, you get what I'm going with that, right? Now, the reason why a lot of us are pissed off about this situation, I know for me at least, I didn't sign up for this. And I know a lot of you guys did not sign up for this. Now, look, I'm not trying to say every Trump supporter who voted for Trump is co-signing what's going on. I'm sophisticated enough in my thinking to know that certain people vote based on self-interest. Everybody votes for self-interest, but some people voted for different reasons. Not everybody that voted for Trump is a MAGA head, but a lot of you motherfuckers are. Okay? So since every fucking thing that this guy does, y'all agree with and make apologies for, then if this thing does turn into a full-scale war where troops are actually in Iran trying to topple that regime, right? And it gets that bad, you motherfuckers need to be the first ones in the front lines, since y'all support every damn thing. Oh, I'm a patriot. I'm different. I vote for Trump because I'm a thinker. I'm not like all these other blacks. I vote for Trump because I can think for myself. I'm not on a Democratic plantation. Well, okay. Instead of being on the Democratic plantation, you be on the Republican front line. Go out there and fight for your leader to the last breath. You won't. Because a lot of y'all hypocrites. You talk ish from the safety of your computer and expect those enlisted people, who often are black and brown, although the movies like to portray them as looking like, Mickey Mantle. You want them to go out there and take the casualty. Nope. Let's see if Donald Trump sends Don Jr. out there, or Barron. Tired of these old men waging wars and having us go out there. Well, I'm a little bit long in the tooth now, but you get what I'm going with this. Having us go out there and fight the battles. It's like I said before, man. This ends all of this crap about, see, Trump never got us into any wars, That was all Barack Obama. That was the Bush. Those are the war profiteers. I told y'all time and time again, I've been saying this for years. I don't support either party because they're both the same. John Nance Garner First Vice President of the FDR had one of the great quotes I've ever heard. There's not a warm pitcher of piss difference between the Democrat and Republican parties. Both of these parties will sign up to war and acquiesce to the war profiteers every time. It don't matter if it's a Bush in the White House, a Clinton, an Obama, or a Trump. It doesn't matter. Both parties are war parties. That's why I don't vote for. Look, man, there was a time when I was a kid that I was a Republican. When I say kid, I mean a little kid all the way up until my teen years. Then I became a Democrat, briefly. Then I became an independent that caucused with the Democrats. Now, I would never vote either part. The last time I voted for a major party candidate was 8 years ago, and I'll never do it again because they're all the same. And I'm never using that lesser of two evils rationale to vote for one or the other. We shouldn't have to lower ourselves to that standard. We should be able to vote for the best candidate. There aren't just two candidates running for president every year. Literally, there are hundreds of people running for president, many of them far more qualified than what the mainstream media likes to pump up with media steroids, these lightweights. I'm wondering what happens, because we all know that really, a lot of this is all about, as I mentioned before, these wars about self-interest. And Israel doesn't want anybody that poses a threat to them in the Middle East as far as dominance, okay? America wants to reestablish a relationship with Iran that they had before the Iranian Revolution in 1979 when they had the Shah in place. I was just talking about this with my brother, 78 Sports TV. Man, we have a lot of conversations about stuff, and they always come true. I said they're going to be talking about regime change soon, and that's what they're talking about. The American government wants a puppet there that they can abuse, because a lot of this is about American imperialism anyway. Oh, we're fighting for freedom. Man, first of all, democracy don't work in most countries. It ain't working here, if you want to call this democracy. But it's all about having a puppet regime that you can bully, that's a non-nuclear threat, and robbing them or using them for their resources under the guise that they're a sovereign nation, but really they're under heavy American and Israeli influence. I just hope this thing doesn't get bogged down into a quagmire like Vietnam. I'm tired of this, man. Do you know how many wars, those of you who are younger and fresher and, in your early 20s, I'm just 45 years old. I'm still a relatively young person, right? Relatively young. In my lifetime, this country has waged a Cold War with Soviet Union, soon to be Russia back then. We've been in the Persian Gulf War. We had a conflict in Bosnia that American troops were, at risk and some died, right? Although not really a lot. Then we had the Iraqi war. Then, we were under threat as Americans from domestic terrorists. And that's another thing we got to worry about. We have Iranian terror cells here in the United States. So that's something we got to be concerned about. Then we had perhaps the longest war this country's ever been involved in, the Afghan war. People forget all about that, and the Iraqi war. Now we're probably going to be bogged into another one. All this stuff is really about money too. Like I said, all these war profiteers, all these companies that produce weapons, they need that machine to keep pumping, the Halliburtons and all they love this stuff, man. And it just comes under the guise of, oh, we need to push democracy and all this BS. Since when does a country get to attack another country? That country retaliates and somehow they're the bad guy. But, you know, it is what it is, man. I'm so sick of this shit, man. Tell me what you guys think.